Good evening. Tonight at Antinanco, we would like to welcome Dina Ostrovsky. For years, Dina has been coaching adults and teenagers through personal and career transformations, empowering them, helping them to transform their fears and blocks into superpowers. So Dina, can you tell us what moved you to work with teenagers? Why children? Do you find it more challenging, easier? How does it compare to your work with adults?
I have a story about that. From in 2011, 2012, I worked in Costa Rica. I moved to Costa Rica to work in addiction rehab. I'm not specialist in addiction. Before that in Manhattan, I was working with creative community, with people who build their businesses, working as a life coach. And also I had a business for adventure travel, where leading groups of tourists to exciting adventure place like Grand Canyon, Death Valley, Hawaii, etc. So I was on the positive side of life, I would say. And at that moment I got this offer to go to Costa Rica and work for addiction rehab, and at first I was challenged. I didn't deal with addiction a lot, and we had other specialists in rehab. As addiction specialist, I was offered to work there as a life coach.
Costa Rica sounds like a dream destination given your...
So that's, of course, Costa Rica, and living in the ocean attracted me, and then I went there, and most of our clients were young adults. I would say post-teenagers, 19 to 29, something like that. And I used to start groups, lead groups in a beautiful Costa Rica environment, and I talked to them, and it was nice young people. They just got this disease. Addiction is a disease, actually. And when I'm looking at them, and the young people, many cases, very good families, beautiful education. I used to start my groups with a question: how come, guys, you learn so much about math, chemistry, literature, but you don't know anything about relationships? And when I research, how did they go? What happened to them? Many cases they didn't know how to handle relationships with themselves, with other people, and with life challenges.
What kinds of addictions are we talking about?
Substance addiction, game addiction, different kind of addictions. In this transition between being kids and going to adulthood, they got stuck with some kind of psychological problems, and that's where they fall into addiction.
So we're looking at the root cause being the communication.
Say more deeply, communication is more like how you express, which is also important, and part of what I teach is peaceful communication, right type of communication, but also how you feel with yourself, and how you feel with others, and how you feel when life brings you obstacles, problems. And this is one part of story, and that's where I got this passion. I decided, okay, I don't wanna, when I went back to New York City, to my community, to my family, many people expected me because to work with addiction, continue this work, because I had this beautiful experience, but I just felt I don't wanna work with the consequences of what happened. I wanna work with the roots. I wanna educate adults and teenagers about possibility to move differently in life, to
So
be
it's
more
more
conscious.
of a holistic preventive approach.
Yes, holistic preventive approach. Good word.
So
this is the one thing.
well, let me just ask you: when someone with a substance addiction comes to you, do you link that to a communication issue? Why do you feel that work would be important for that person?
Okay, you know what, I wouldn't, in this content, I wouldn't discuss substance addiction. We are not dealing, this program is not for kids who are already in a big trouble. This program for kids who just normal, good, nice kids who wanna do, even, and parents, sometimes kids, sometimes parents, they wanna do good in life.
Improve.
Improve. It's not about fixing the problem, it's about developing more strengths, more ability, better communicate, leadership skills, grit, persistence, why it's so important, and also ability to build relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Another story, okay, I brought a story from one side of life, as bad side of life, right? Let me balance it and bring story of success. I was also recently interviewing my friend. I would say I interview a lot of successful people right now to see what can I bring to my program to make these kids successful. And I interviewed my friend who is working in Washington and making beautiful career in government.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, what make you successful and what made other people who work there successful? And she told me relationships.
Mm-hmm.
They able to make connection and they able to maintain relationship for a long time.
Absolutely, yeah.
And also I want to bring another story. You know, I would say life problems and relationship conflicts sometimes like a fire for us. We live, and then we are in a fire, we are in a conflict, and sometimes it's very painful, especially for teenagers or young adults who don't have this experience. And if it's like a firefighter who never had a training for that, right? But if we train firefighters, we first we do a small fire and we teach people how they probably have some training how to deal with this fire. Why don't to do the same with life obstacles and relationships? And that's how I approach this.
So in a way, we create an artificial setting for them to approach something that they may be faced with in their life, on their path.
Exactly.
Okay.
Safe, playful, fun.
And supported.
And I bring a lot of art therapy. I bring actor improve, so they love it.
Mm-hmm.
And also I give them this training, these methods, how to deal with relationship, with problem, with obstacles, with conflict.
Can you tell us how are your methods different from traditional psychology work? You mentioned process psychology, but that is not traditional, what we know as traditional psychology, right? Because you did mention that we're not working to solve an issue or problem, but rather improve and empower a child.
Yes. Process work or process-oriented psychology. This is psychology. Founder is Arnold Mindell, and I study. We have a college in Portland. This is, I would say, it's psychology and also conflict facilitation school, and also school of life. This branch of psychology, they look at the problem we encounter not as something we need to fix, but as a challenge to develop. It's a school of personal development.
Okay.
To develop more, to grow, to extend. And therefore, any obstacles, any conflict is welcomed. And also, this is basic approach, and also this is very dynamic school which uses a lot of art, play, role play, so that's why I use it in working with kids and teenagers and young adults and actual adults as well with such a success, because everybody love it.
Wonderful. Can you give us a specific example of someone who came to you with a specific question in mind and how they were able to
I would bring an example. Through the last year, I worked with a group of teens, And there was a girl, I think she was around 17, and she approached me with a question. She told me, you know what, I want to date boys. I want to start dating. And all of my friends dating already, and I don't.
Yeah.
And that's why, because when I come to date, the boy, they want to get sexual with me, and I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
What to do?
I'm sure that's not something many parents want to
Yes.
face, you know, when
Yes,
their
but
kids get.
that's
Yeah,
what
but
happens.
it's a very,
That's absolutely a real,
very real
situation.
issue.
And also she told, I'm not ready yet, but I do want to be with them. So how to approach it, right? So we did a little bit of role play, and she played the role of a boy who wanted to approach her. And through this role play, she recognized they're not that evil, and they're not that really want to get sexual right away, but they want a connection, and they want to be seen, and they want this relationship. So she became less scared of the situation, and then we acknowledge and work on both of her parts, the part which wants to have her boundaries, and the part who wants to relate, and want to be seen as a beautiful woman and get sexual at some point, right? But not right now. So how we did it? We talk about it, of course, but what is different, we also danced it. We danced two dances. One dance is boundary dance. This is my kingdom, and I'm a queen. I'm a queen, and I will decide when you step into it. And another sexual, attractive girl who wants this attention. And through the dance movement, and then explaining it and talking both mind, body, energy, all holistic approach, we found the style of relating to her boys, to her friends, so she can continue dating and continue to explore this, but she don't need to run away or give it up.
Wow, that is quite incredible. Not something that you can ever learn in school or read in a book, because it's very, very experiential. You experience it, all of these emotions. Yeah.
And also we did it in a playful atmosphere and a safe. And also it's important that this girl to go through this particular problem, but it's also very important that she has this taste of ability to resolve something which 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago seems unresolvable conflict.
Yes, absolutely.
And this is the main skill I try to give them. How to resolve unresolvable conflict, how to go through dead end, how to be both persistent in their goals and flexible. And this is something they will use for whole life, and something we don't teach our kids yet, but I think we need to.
So back to the subject of teenagers' issues and sex at 17. I'm recalling myself, I'm not going to reveal my age, but many, many, many years ago, and it seems that teenagers are less mature nowadays. It seems that a few decades ago, when at the age of early 20s we were already working full-time and making the living, now they go to college. The first 2 years they are not even sure what they want to do with their life. Why are they so different nowadays? Do you have an answer to this question?
First, I would say mature. Yes, they're less mature, definitely, in the case of making social, being socially independent. So, what is social independent? Making money and creating family. I would say many of my clients who are 32, just in the point of settling into this. And yes, from my generation, even your generation is a little bit late.
Yes.
But I would say who we are to judge this generation. This is different time and different generation. And some point they're doing, like some side they're less mature, and another side they do something I would never imagine. They can play, communicate and collaborate with their friend in Japan through internet, never seen, but have a great relationship or something like that.
Very true, yeah.
Yeah, so they don't have something we had, and they do have something we don't have, and this is different generation. And I would say yes, we live in a time of generational change because of this rapid development of internet and all other communication. You know, what happened through the last 50 years, and especially last, I would say, 20 years, is an incredible jump and changed our lifestyles a lot, and this is different generation.
But does it affect their communication skills? Because it seems to be we're losing the art of storytelling, in-depth conversations, seeing teenagers on their devices, speaking with 10 people at the same time makes me wonder how deep those interactions are.
What I see, this is a question to explore, you know.
Yes, and I'm sure no one would have
yeah.
a contrary answer to this, and it definitely would.
What I see from my work, that I would say this generation is very, really interested in a deep soul connection. They are not that shallow as we think, like typing, etc. They sometimes type in fast and they discuss deep topics, and they also have this ability to think, because a lot of relationship through the text, they are more mindful sometimes in the relationship. And also from what I see in my group, they deeply interested in the topic. They loved it. That's why I'm so excited, and that's why I tried to promote this program, because I had amazing feedback.
What can one expect to take away from your class?
I give certain ideas and certain methods that they will learn, and this is methods how to work with self-criticism and criticism, how to work with conflict in relationships, and how to work with life obstacles. And this is particular method they will learn and hopefully can use in real life situations. Ability to be present and talk about their problems, their strengths and vulnerability in a group, and be comfortable in a group, and step out and confront person in a group and do it masterfully without fight, but work with confrontation in a group. And also know how to, if people fail in life, which happens. You know, one of my research about successful people, in many lists what successful people do, one of the first items is they fail gracefully.
Okay.
They fail gracefully learning.
Okay.
And this idea is very important.
So the old saying that it doesn't matter how many times you won, but how many times you failed and was able to get up and continue is really
also
says it all.
To set up big goals. Don't be limited to your limitation. Know that there are more. I think that's enough. But
That's
maybe
quite a
much
powerful
more.
toolbox.
Much more,
Yeah. Dina, thank you very much. It was an honor to have you. It was very insightful, and we are looking forward to work with you and help you in leading these amazing programs.
Thank you. My pleasure.